Straight ahead on 12 News, call it a unique form of community outreach.
There has been so much negativity around law enforcement that I wanted to get a good story out there.
Then, as brackets are filled out, is it harmless fun or does it contribute to an addiction? But first, the search for a missing 10-year-old in Crystal. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. We begin with a missing 10-year-old boy.
Crystal police need your help finding the child who hasn't been seen since Wednesday afternoon. Sonia Goins is live at the Crystal Police Station with more. Sonia?
Now, Mike and Shannon, police are doing everything they can to find the little guy. They've got investigators out everywhere searching for 10-year-old Barway Collins. They say they've gotten some tips, but they really haven't been able to locate him since he disappeared yesterday. There are more questions than answers right now. Police say Barway Collins was last seen after school near his apartment on the 5400 block of Douglas Drive. Investigators say Collins has no history of running away from home, and there are no custody issues when it comes to his parents. We talked with neighbors who say they're going to be extra vigilant.
Oh, we're keeping a close eye on him. Oh, most definitely. Because I got 5 of my niece's kids, and I know what it's like to try to deal with 5 of them at once. So basically, you people out there, watch your kids.
Now, Barway is 5 feet tall, 80 pounds, with black hair and black eyes. He was last seen wearing a black jacket, white t-shirt, black pants, red shoes, and carrying a red backpack. If you've seen him or if you have any information, please contact police. Live in Crystal, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Thank you, Sonia. A federal judge has approved a settlement in a class action lawsuit against Target. The company will pay up to $10 million after a data breach in 2013 that compromised as many as 40 million credit and debit cards. Customers who suffered actual losses could claim up to $10,000 in reimbursements. Consumers may be able to start filing claims as early as April 30th. It's an annual event that lowers workplace productivity and pits friends against each other.
We're talking about the NCAA men's basketball tournament known as March Madness. Billions are waged on the tournament every year, and as Delane Cleveland reports, a local group is using the tournament to highlight that issue.
And we're just about ready to tip this thing off.
A crowded bar with a wall of TVs.
I love college hoops and have loved it for years.
The round of 64
is the place to be for what many people consider to be an unofficial holiday.
Every year I usually take Thursday and Friday off, save some vacation days so that I can watch the basketball tournament.
With a full slate of basketball games and entire seasons on the line, it's must-see TV for most sports fans.
It's worth taking a couple days off work to sit and watch it for 12 hours a day.
First game of the round.
But March Madness isn't just about watching games.
I usually bet $1 on stuff, just, I'll keep it friendly.
An estimated 70 million people fill out tournament brackets and make friendly wagers among friends.
Technically, that's not legal.
Kathy Peralt is executive director of the North Star Problem Gambling Alliance, which raises awareness on the issue of problem gambling.
We're not against gambling, and people that can enjoy it and have fun with it is great. What we want people to understand is that there are ways to be safe by being alert to the fact that, yes, it can get out of hand.
The American Gaming Association estimates that people will wage about $9 billion on this year's tournament. It's a lot of cash, yet Peralt says money isn't the primary motivation.
The gambling really isn't about money. It's about seeking that stimulation of the pleasure centers in the brain.
That's why her organization uses the tournament to educate people on the fact that help is available.
We want to bring it out of the dark and kind of diminish the shame.
Meanwhile, back at Buffalo Wild Wings, for the fans we spoke with, their tournament brackets are all about bragging rights.
No, just for fun.
In Crystal, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
A local lawmaker says Minnesota college students who borrow money to go to school owe too much money for too long. Democrat John Applebaum, who represents parts of Plymouth and Minnetonka, introduced 2 bills to ease the debt burden on students. One would have provided a tax credit up to $5,000 a year. Applebaum says with a big state surplus, there is money to do it, but he says it got little attention before being killed in committee.
What's really disappointing is in rejecting the bill yesterday, it kills the discussion. At present, the bill was drafted to provide a refundable tax credit of up to $5,000. If people on the committee thought that that was too high of a number, I am amenable to changing it and getting it funded at a lower number if that's what it'll take to pass.
Another bill that would reward high-achieving high school students with grants to attend Minnesota public colleges may be included in a larger education bill. On this age of social media, it doesn't take much for a small dose of news to gain traction.
That's the case in Plymouth involving some police officers and kids. Eric Nelson has the story.
This simple patch of brown grass has become ground zero for a police story. A story that Plymouth police say is long overdue because it fosters good relations between the cops and the public.
They didn't have to stop and talk to these kids and interact with them.
But they did, and Michelle Keenan noticed. On Sunday, she rolled video of officers Mike Pasick and Matt Cayley playing football with her son Cameron and other kids at their Plymouth apartment complex. The impromptu video has garnered plenty of attention.
It was very accidental. I just posted it to my Facebook page. Never expected it to go this far.
As of today, the video had 250,000 Facebook views, and it has shined a positive spotlight on the Plymouth police.
Oh, absolutely, yes. And especially lately with all of the negativity, I think the local positive stuff isn't brought out that often, so it was nice to see.
There has been a tidal wave of controversy involving police across the U.S. in recent months.
Too often it's negative, so it was nice to see something positive.
Keenan simply wants people to know that police officers also do plenty of good things.
The fact that they got out of their car and took that time to, talk to them and play with them, I mean, that makes a huge impact on the kids.
This is just something that's good for everybody involved.
In Plymouth, I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
Police interaction with kids is nothing new over in Plymouth. Sergeant Smith says he encourages officers to do these types of things as often as possible.
Brooklyn Park officials are talking with the people who actually sell the city, realtors. At a forum this morning, city officials say Brooklyn Park's job growth is outpacing Hennepin County and will continue to do so for the next 20 years. Realtors also got an update on the city's branding campaign. It says the city is united, unique, and undiscovered.
People tend to think about Brooklyn Park 20 years ago, old perception, and they don't realize what's happening now, the job growth, the community coming together, and things like that. So we're going to keep telling that story and story over again. And we think as things like teen homeless shelter and our leadership nationally and after school, at some point people start to have a different idea of our city.
Mayor Lundy says realtors are the city's unofficial ambassadors to the community. Teachers are supposed to make difficult subject matter look easy.
An economics teacher does that every day for students at Armstrong High School, but now students all over the world can tap into his knowledge as well.
Usually there's a lot of more unemployed people than what the Bureau of Labor Statistics lists as the unemployment rate. So that's what we're going to talk about here.
Macroeconomics might sound intimidating.
Now I'm guessing some of you had more unemployed people than were actually listed there.
But teacher James Ruttlesheimer believes it should be anything but.
Yeah, what I try to do is just give everyday real-world examples and explain it in an easy, friendly way.
Students call him Mr. Red, and he tries to bridge what students learn here with what happens in the real world.
I try to make kids realize that it's applicable to their everyday lives. The decisions they make when they're working, paying taxes, being a consumer.
Mr. Red's a great guy. He knows his stuff, like he wrote his book, so I mean, he knows what he's talking about.
You get the unemployed divided by the labor force. That's how you calculate the unemployment rate.
And if you said Mr. Red knows his subject matter so well that he could write the book on it, you'd be right.
I mean, it's not every day you have a teacher that writes something in high school.
I just had kids coming yesterday say, Mr. Red, will you autograph my book for me? So that's been kind of fun.
Mr. Red's micro and macroeconomics test prep book came out this spring, and it's the #1 seller in its category on Amazon.
I love teaching economics, and it was just a way to put my ideas that I teach in class every day down on paper.
Now students near and far can benefit from a teacher with a passion for economics and a belief that when it comes to real life, economics rules.
It's really helped me as a person and a consumer, and I try to bring that passion to my kids as well.
The book is on Amazon for around $14. In the classroom, Mr. Red also pairs students with people who work in the field for more real-life application. He's one of those teachers that's just good to sit in the back and you can just soak it all up.
That's great.
And tell. Coming up, we'll meet a standout student with a different take on spring break.
And later in sports, hear from 2 University of Minnesota women's hockey players from Plymouth as they get set for the Frozen Four.
But first, winter officially wraps up on Thursday. The first day of spring is Friday. Some high school students have a clear view of their future path.
And that's the case with this week's standout student, David Wetterstrom from Heritage Christian Academy. Here's Neil Pursley with more.
I caught up with David Wetterstrom just before his high school went out on spring break, and listening to his schedule, he's going to enjoy that break.
AP Calculus, AP Microeconomics, AP Environmental Science, and AP Language and Composition.
He enjoys the challenge of the courses.
Also, I wanted to make a great application for college that showed that I was stretching myself in high school. I know they look for that.
David said he's interested in the world of business and perhaps entrepreneurship one day.
After high school, I'm attending the University of Minnesota, the Carlson School of Management there. I love that kind of real-world problem-solving aspect of business, and something that really uses that would be something I'd be interested in. We're good?
As if the academics weren't enough, David says he does participate on the soccer and golf teams.
I take the winter off, which is probably the hardest part in school, at least for me.
But even with soccer and golf and a class load of brain busters,
my cumulative high school GPA is like 3.96 right now. But my semester GPA is at, I think, 3.83. Currently, I'm working to get that up before the end of the year.
David says Heritage Christian Academy has given him a solid education and a Christ-centered atmosphere, but with something even more.
I have great relationships with my teachers, and we can have deep discussions about our worldviews and what life after Heritage is going to be like, and I think that's really unique here.
Neil Pursley, 12 News.
Still ahead on 12 News, seeing a problem and growing the answer.
And up next, Maranatha girls tip off in state tournament play.
I'm Jay Wilcox with sports. The Maranatha Christian Academy girls basketball team lost a wild 93-91 overtime game in the first round of the state tournament last season. They were hoping to get started in the right direction in this year's tournament against Stephen Argyle. Maranatha's Lexi Lee hits a long two here as the Mustangs jump out to a quick 10-2 lead. Anna Hultgren lobs the pass into Jacqueline Jarnot for two in the paint, and it's a 19-2 score. In transition, Jacqueline Jarnot passes to Sammy Payne, and she scores to give Maranatha a 29-8 lead. But Stephen Argyle scores the final 12 points of the first half, including a three here from Emily Haugen, and it's 31-19 Mustangs at halftime. The Storm continues the rally in the second half. Philomena Kazmierczyk gets her team back to within 8 with this hoop, but they get no closer. Lee, with the behind-the-back dribble, gets past the defender and scores the layup for two more of her game-high 18 points. Jacqueline Jarnot sets up Ashley Lewis for two more down low as the top-seeded Mustangs move into the semifinals with a 65-50 win.
We're all about the win.
I thought we played really well. We just had to watch our foul trouble, just keeping our hands off of them and playing clean defense and just giving all we can till the end of the game. The past 2 years we've lost the first game coming here, so it was just we wanted to win so bad, and it was just the best feeling to get here, and we just want to win it all.
We had a nice, strong start. The ball started sticking a little bit in the middle of the game, and then we kind of came back together at the end. Happy with the end result.
The Mustangs will play Minneapolis in the Class A semifinals Friday at noon at Williams Arena. The Park Center girls won their Class 3A opener on Wednesday and got right back into action Thursday afternoon for the semifinals. The Pirates meeting Casson Manterville. And it's a good start for Park Center. Inside to Michaela Hayes for the hoop plus a foul. It's 6-2 Pirates. And watch their break. Hannah Schaub to Fashayo Iobamadeli to Danielle Schaub for two. It's 13-4 PC. Iobamadeli has a great first half. She pops a three and it's 16-4. But Park Center bogs down from there. They lead just 18-16 at the half. Second half, and it's into All-Stater Kristen Scott for the bucket. Her free throw gives the Comets a 24-23 lead. Park Center responds, though. Hannah Schaub sets up Asia Michael for the layup. And then it's Hannah Schaub drilling a three to give the Pirates the lead back, and they go on to win it 47-37. It's championship weekend in NCAA women's hockey. A handful of players from the Northwest suburbs will help the Gophers aim for a national title on their home rink. Minnesota is the host team for the Frozen Four, which starts on Friday. Sophomore forward Danny Cameronese of Plymouth, who played in high school for Blake, is second on the team in scoring with 23 goals and 40 assists. Benilde grad Kelly Panic of Plymouth has had a good freshman season with 13 goals and 29 assists. And Brooklyn Park's Kate Schipper, who played for Breck, has 7 goals and 15 assists. Breck grad Melitza McMillan and Hopkins' Nina Rogers also play for the squad. It's exciting to be in the Frozen Four and to have it at Ritter Arena.
It's really exciting, and it's also obviously a great honor to be one of the Final Four teams standing, and having it at our home rink is amazing. Being able to come out on Friday with probably the majority of our fan base here cheering us on is going to, I think, help us a lot and bring a lot of energy to our game.
Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting for us as a team to be able to make it to the Frozen Four at our own rink is huge for us. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure getting there, and we knew it was sold out a few months ago, so getting here as a team was huge for us, and we're excited to finish it off this weekend.
The Gophers play rival Wisconsin in the semifinals Friday at 5 p.m. The championship is Sunday, so they'll have a great crowd backing.
All right, thanks, Jay. We'll be right back.
Well, finally, you never know what a school lesson can inspire.
After learning about hunger, a student at Breck decided to take action. Students gave Shivani Nukala a standing ovation during a school assembly today. The junior from Golden Valley received the Prudential Spirit of the Community Award, which is one of 2 medals awarded in Minnesota for community service. Shivani received a scholarship and will now go to Washington, D.C. to meet with other state winners.
I am really excited to talk with my fellow students about issues that are relevant to us and understanding that we are the future and we are the next generation of change.
The award recognizes Shivani's work starting vertical gardens like this one at the Breck School. She leads a group of 10 students who work on the garden every day to provide fresh food for a local food shelf. So you can see her plants are in pretty good shape there, and she's just a junior, so she's not ready to turn it over to the next generation yet, but she's already talking to middle schoolers who are going to take care of it. So
What
she
do
wants
they
to keep
raise
it going.
there?
So I had different herbs. Her basil looked really good, rosemary, tomatoes. You could tell the kale was producing in there, but they're still waiting on a big, good produce harvest there.
Neat idea.
It'll be nice to see. That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Well, stay with us. Community Corner is coming up next, and we'll see you here again tomorrow beginning at 4.